Okay, so we've got our house spin. Let's talk about the output of this video, because we can render this animation and see what it's going to look like by going to render animation. But we want to make sure we get a video out of this as well. So going to our output, we've got the location here, but we also need a name. As you can see, I've got a name here, Simple House Test Spin 10%, that I typed in earlier. So you got the date, what it is, and including whether it's the lower 10% draft version or the final 100% is really important, because we're going to end up with lots and lots of videos. If you don't put any name, that really is of no help whatsoever. So when I accept this and go to render animation, you'll see it go through and render each individual frame. You can see how long it takes each one. And then we can close that and view the rendered animation. It will play whichever name is set right here. So you can actually change it and play other animations inside of Blender without going to File Explorer and checking that. Let's go and look at it though. File Explorer, let's go to our 3D project folder. And there's Blender, and you can see that I've got my output folder here. So that's the 0001, just the number of the frames. And here, this one shows me, and I can play it. It's very, very low quality, but we can get an idea of how fast it spins, whether it gets cut off, etc. I'm going to close this view and show you how you can see that right here inside of Blender. Just go render and view the animation. And it will open it up for you, and it'll just automatically loop. You can full screen it. We definitely don't want anything like this on our portfolios, but it definitely is a quick way to see if it's worth spending the time to render out at 100%. So if we do want to do that now, we can just change to 100%. You can click and drag on that. If you're going back to 10, just type 10. Trying to get it exactly on 10 the other way is not so easy. Going to 100 is. So let's go ahead and change the name of the file, because now it's going to be at 100%. And it's not really just a test. This is the actual 3-second spin. So I also like to put 3-second spin, just because I'm going to have a lot. So let's keep that straight. When I accept this and render it again, you can see it goes fairly fast on my computer, but you need to set aside some time whenever you're doing one of these renders. It looks like it's getting cut off, but it's doing it at 1920 by 1080. So these things that are on my screen right now are hiding some of the house. That's okay. And we are done. 90 frames, all squared away. I can view the animation, render view animation. And even this may look like it's cut off because of my top and bottom being obscured. But to see it for real, of course, we're going to use File Explorer. And go to my File Explorer and go down to my 3D project folder. Again, I've got my output here, and I can easily see it's 3-second spin, 100%. And I'm watching it with my file viewer. To get it to loop, of course, we need to say repeat and play.